Hey guys, it's me again, and today I'm going to go over the Amiga I use to make my videos. I do sometimes use this Amiga 1200 that's sitting here to my right, but most of the time I use this, my Vampire, which is currently naked for you to look at. And so this is what the Vampire looks like on the inside. And I use the micro SD card slot to get files back and forth between the Vampire and my PC. And what's really great about that is that it's a read-writable micro SD option, so I can sneakernet files back and forth. And I run really simple here. I run Workbench 3.1 with a custom 310 ROM, and I have that flash to the Vampire, so I don't use the ROM that the Vampire ships with. I have this 3.10 ROM I map to it, and that allows me to run the old boring Workbench 3.1. And I run that because it allows me to run all the software I want to run without any issues, and it just works reliably and I don't have problems. So that's also why you're like, why are you running in such a low resolution, man? I mean, this is a Vampire, it's got RTG graphics and all that good stuff. Well, when I run Lightwave, I do launch Lightwave into RTG mode, and I get my nice big fancy pretty fast Lightwave, of course. But when it comes to other software like Scenery Animator and Vista Pro especially, they just don't work if you're running in an RTG mode. You need to be running in native Amiga modes. So I'm like, you know what? I might as well just run this in this mode anyway, because I'm always staring at these screens and this is what I need. So this is why I run simple. I have the world's simplest, crazy, dumb Amiga for Dummies Workbench install. But that's what I use to make it happen. Over here, yeah, you can see my recording gear. I do use this mic to make my videos. I'm not using it now because I'm all like, freestyling it here. And I use this crazy gooseneck thing to mount my iPhone 12 in to record videos with. So that's, yeah, I'm just recording off the screen like a peasant, as you probably figured out by now. But yeah, that's that setup. But yeah, I love this Vampire. I have my Pi over here. And I've got my Amiga 1200s here that I do use occasionally, because there is some software still to this day that I do use them for, mostly out of like accurate nostalgia-ness, if that's a word I can use. But more and more, I keep coming back to this high-speed, awesome Amiga. And it's like the only time, so for the same reasons, that like, I don't have it here to show, but for the big box Amigas, like the 3000 or the 4000, you get one of those and you tricked it out with a 68060 accelerator card, or even a 68040 card, and you got Fastlane card in there for memory, and you got a Picasso or a EGS Spectrum in there. For the same reasons that some of your software doesn't quite run right on those is why, you want to run back to your other Amigas you may have if you're fortunate enough to have one, or you just disable those things in your Amiga and run it, right? So for me, I use this Vampire almost exclusively now, except for when, just like with real Amigas that are highly accelerated and have, graphics cards in them, tend to get a little weird sometimes with things. I'll regress down to a simpler Amiga. So that's why I still use both. Well, it's not the only reason I use both. I love this little guy, and come on, I have two of them, and it's like, I love these to death. But that's why I would go back and forth between the two. Like, well, why would you just, if anyone wonders why you would have both. Amiga diehard fans know why you want to have real Amigas, because they're freaking awesome. But that's why I go back and forth. But that really covers it. This is my my Vampire setup, and as you can see, I said I used the German keyboard that came with it for the Christmas gift, and you got to be really specific with how things plug into the Vampire. The mouse here actually needs to plug in on this side over here. And I think it matters that it plugs into the bottom USB. I don't know, maybe. I could be crazy about that. The keyboard plugs in on this side next to the HDMI port. And then, of course, there's the LAN. This does have wireless on it, but I'm not using, again, this is simple 3.1 Workbench. I'm not using wireless or anything like that on it. Like I said, I do the sneaker net with the micro SD card. I will put the case back on this at some point. It's a cool case, and there it is. It's cool. I will put it back on once I kind of settle down with my tinkering. But as you can see over here, it's just a freaking mess. I've got stuff. I got like the big giant Amiga floor pile over there, and it's just to you guys that have been doing this is nothing new to you. You understand how this is. It gets crazy. I mean, I have a blood pressure monitor on my Amiga. How many of you guys have a BP monitor sitting on your 1200? Is that how stressful it is using Amigas? I don't know. That might just be me. Or it could be my age. I've got my amazing DSS 8 sitting back there. One I bought, and one that was an amazing gift from a friend we all know, Mr. Edwards. Thank you so much. So yeah, this is now turning into me showing you my desk area instead of just talking about what Amiga I use and how I use it. And also the world's worst vampire V4 review. So yeah, I love this thing. I use it all the time. But I use it as an old school Amiga. And yeah, it does crash or lock up occasionally, but not so much that makes it unusable. And considering it has that much memory in it, and you know, the freaking 68, 8080 and blah, 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 then, you know, come on. I'll forgive it having a lockup or two occasionally when I'm doing stuff on it, because otherwise it's great. And it's, you know, it's running Eagle Player right now, playing music. That's probably going to get me a copyright strike. Okay, bye.